attending 2 Olympic Games as part of USA's medical team, I got to witness how perseverance and the commitment to the process often made all the difference. In this video, we'll visit some old friends to see how they're doing. If you enjoy these videos, please like and subscribe. The best is yet to come.
Hi, I'm Megan Stockdale, and I am the owner of Soul Tree Yoga. I started Soul Tree in January of 2010, and I had this vision of a yoga studio that was really about the community. You know, somewhere that was like professional, yet affordable, all different styles of yoga. Anyone that wanted it was welcome, and there was going to be a way that we could serve them. I originally opened, the space I found was on Simpson, and it was very sleepy down there. There was nothing else happening. Lafayette was a really different town back then. Yeah, I had very little money, but I had a lot of intention. I had a lot of heart, and I really believed in it. Went for it. It was interesting. I mean, I really didn't know what I was doing. I knew yoga, but I didn't know business. It was a lot of trial and error, a lot of learning lessons along the way. It grew and grew and grew, and okay, I have to get a software system to keep track of all these people. And then we eventually grew out of the Simpson space, opened up this space, which is we call South, on South Boulder Road. Simpson was so sweet, we would call it the womb. This was like, oh, this is like the manifestation space, and as you can see, it's so beautiful. We had both spaces for a while, up until COVID. We had been planning to actually move out of Simpson into a new space, so we were still gonna have 2 spaces. As sad as it was kind of a blessing that my lease was ending, and I wasn't signed on to any other lease because there would be no way that we could pay 2 rents. So I feel what people get from coming to Soul Tree is community, and I think, you know, people can come in and just feel at home. Oh, our teachers are incredible, and it's different than an athletic practice. It just really brings in the spirit. And I think that's what maybe sets it apart. You can physically get into your body and also work through your emotions, you know, connect mentally, spiritually, physically, and emotionally. I hear people's stories, and I get emails and of people's healing. And I think, you know, that's been like the driving force for me to keep this place open over the last 1.5 years. So I'm in my 4th year for classical 5-element acupuncture. I'll be graduating any day. Feels like an enormous accomplishment. My intention actually is, and it's kind of in the works, I'm actually doing my first workshop tomorrow, is to offer workshops that combine yogic theory with 5-element theory. And I'm really excited to pull those pieces together. They're beautifully aligned. I think it can really help people to even further their healing. The last 1.5 years, the whole pandemic and COVID has been really, really painful, and really, you know, from the perspective of being a business owner, a business that really wasn't suitable for curbside pickup. Anyone that didn't want to spend 1 more minute on Zoom. We went from just being a small town, local community yoga studio to all of a sudden, you know, we transitioned online really quickly. I think we were probably the first studio to shut our doors and the first ones to get online. It was fun for a little while. It was a lot of work. I had no clue what I was doing. That was, I mean, it was comical. but essentially like being in competition with every yoga teacher on the planet. It's hard to compete with like all the free classes on YouTube. There's been a lot of growth for me personally this year. I feel stronger, I feel more resilient, and I also feel like I have a lot of healing to do. Just continue to be here and to serve the community and continue to promote healing on all levels. I'm so grateful for our teachers that have stuck with us through all of this. Obviously, beyond grateful to our community of students that have also stuck with us, and the whole reason why this place grew into what it is because of you. Just know that we are still here. We are not going anywhere. Our doors are open. We have all of our classes, almost all of them, back in person. As you can see, it's really spacious. It's really warm. It feels so good to be back in here practicing and teaching with music, just being with other bodies. The computer set over to the side, and then anyone that feels safest at home can still join us. It feels really, really good. The transition of everything that's happened over the course of the pandemic has been really painful. It's brought up a lot of emotions in me that I didn't even know were there. In some ways, I feel stronger, more resilient. In many ways, grateful for the learning experience, and I also feel like I have a lot of healing to do. I have a lot of those emotions that I need to work through. I know I'm not alone in that, but please know that we're not going anywhere. We are here, and that's been my number one goal in all of this, is for us to continue to exist, for us to continue to serve our beautiful and amazing community.
Doing great. We're starting to see some improvement in all our numbers based on a couple of things, I believe, which is vaccine rollout, new year, daylight's getting longer. All those things have put some positive energy into people wanting to get out and get back into the mix. Hi, I'm Anthony Full, and I started Rock Barbers back in 2010. I kind of saw an opportunity in Louisville. There was a need for another men's place. I found this spot here in Louisville on Dillon and McCaslin, and we've grown ever since. It was just me when I started it, and then Kenny over here became one of my first employees, who's now a part owner here, and we've just continued to grow, and it's been awesome. And actually, you've been here since about that time. You started to come in a long time ago, probably right around 2010. Yeah. We got a little stunted during COVID, but that's everybody. I had gone to college for a couple years and couldn't quite decide if that was my gig. I had an aunt and uncle that were barbers, and they lived in Maryland, and they asked me to come out and help them remodel a new shop that they had built. After college, I spent a year as a carpenter. When I got out there, I had re-enrolled in college but wasn't sure what I wanted to do, and they kind of suggested maybe give barbering a try. That was back in 1979, and I haven't looked back since. Greatest job in the world. It's awesome. You meet people every day, learn something new every day. It's creative. You can be anywhere in the world, and you can create your own life. It's been fabulous. Well, the concept was to build an urban men's place that had some old school but definitely new school twist. Something more modern and edgy and comfortable. We've got toolboxes and a kegerator, and everything speaks to men. Started actually our 12th year on March 4th. We offer every sort of traditional man's styling. We do hot towel shaves, we do clipper buzzes with a hot towel. Step it up a little more than what you would see at most places. Service level is very high. March 18th, 2020. It was probably Crystal Springs Blood Orange, but we try to keep that all local too. We've got the Post, we did have Nighthawk, we have Gravity, local beer, and of course it's just a giveaway. Offer someone a nice cold refreshment, a 10-ounce chilled glass, and it just makes it perfect for the end of the day. And we just wanted to keep it a little more guy friendly with the beer. There was a time where guys typically went to a salon, get their hair cut because they didn't maybe want the old school thing because they wanted more modern looks. It's become a cool thing again. And we feel like we were on the forefront and we're still part of it. Mobile division of Rock Barbers called Buzzbox Barbers, where we had been going to like office parks and companies, because what we realized is there was a lot of guys coming in here during the day to get a haircut from Oracle or Ball or Trimble, or that's got to be an hour and a half out of their day minimum. They'd come down from their office, come inside, get a haircut, leave happy, and it was a win-win for everyone. Our banner out front says, "We fix quarantine haircuts." Everybody was riding it out and seeing what was going to happen, or they'd let someone at home cut their hair. People were dying to get back in and experience not only the cut, but the relationship. We've, on our Instagram page, we have a lot of, before and afters. Toward the end of the year, 2020, in October or something, we went red or orange, where it was just 25% capacity. Last couple of months to 50% capacity, and that's really helped. Louisville, I believe, did a great job by extending out grant programs, allowing us to put signage out without having to run through the whole old process of getting permitting and stuff. That really saved a lot of us small businesses. So hats off to the city for being as, hands-on and understanding what we're all going through. When we shut down, Kenny and I came in and we took everything off the walls. We washed everything top to bottom, middle sections, everything, repainted, put up our curtains. Even though our chairs are 7 feet on center, which is beyond the 6 foot distance, it felt like it was important to make everybody feel as comfortable as possible, which turns out that's what people like. We just will continue to be as safe as possible, as clean as possible, be conscientious about making everyone feel comfortable. So right now I'm just taking some hot foam and we're going to detail the neck and make it really clean and give you a nice detailed edge all the way around the back. We'll use a straight razor, and it just has this wonderful warm foam feeling. I know that you had just had a haircut or someone had cut it.
I did this, she did this.
Yeah, and she did a pretty darn good job. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give you a line at the bottom. Yeah, go ahead and take that off.
I ordered online. A few hours.
All right, put your
Don't
chin up.
kill me.
No, I'm not going to kill you. Yeah, one of the other things was like that saved us was the number of customers that paid forward so that we would have a bit of money in so we could pay our regular bills, our rent and utilities and anything that was upcoming, and we had credited them for future haircuts, but they didn't have to do that, and it really did save us. So big thank you to all our customers that were generous and awesome and conscientious of how we were affected as a business. Thank you everyone, and the staff was awesome, and we're just continuing to grow. We're getting back on our feet. Let's do this. I've been vaccinated and we're ready to move forward. 42 years and counting. Thank you. It's been awesome.
Doing well, thank you. My name is Bo Bourdon. I'm the chief instructor, or Sifu, of Rocky Mountain Kung Fu here in Lafayette. Well, I've been here in Lafayette in this location for over 8 years now. And the business started because I ended up splitting from my previous master, and a bunch of students got behind me and pushed me to open my own school. And without their support, none of this would be here today. I'm just so grateful that Kung Fu has taught me to be able to roll with the punches and to adapt to changes, because it's been able to get us through this tough situation. What we still needed to do was keep our doors open, keep the business running, keep students coming in, even if it was at a limited capacity. And we filled the training floor with marked off zones full of spaces and got kicking bags for every single student to have in their space. And we've been able to keep our doors open and operating ever since they allowed us to have students live and in person again. So we teach Tai Chi and Kung Fu. Now, that actually encompasses a lot of things. Kung Fu can involve many different grappling arts, throws, kicks, strikes, takedowns, escapes, and Tai Chi teaches us how to use all that with relaxation and a gentle flow. It teaches us to use an aggressive energy against our opponent. I've always loved it for its ability to take negativity and turn it around on somebody without adding your own negativity. It helps us have a clear mind and an open mind and the ability to relax enough to find the way through difficult times. Through the pandemic, we unfortunately lost quite a few students, especially at first through the shutdown. It was difficult to get everybody that wanted to stick around closely knit, but when we did, we had this awesome core of students that trained through Zoom all the way through COVID. We've got people setting up training stations in their basements and living rooms and marking out footwork on their floors. I've seen it help keep them motivated and content. I think we're going to keep using our digital platform as a way for students to train remotely wherever they are. The students in the community around here are amazing landlords who actually own the print studio next door. Everybody's been really kind and gracious and just good neighbors. People telling other parents about how much their kids love it, adult students bringing in other adult students. I find that the programs that we run for kids have just been so essential for them, not just through the pandemic, but through everything. We teach kids how to deal with bullies effectively, but we also teach self-control and self-discipline and how to self-regulate. And it's amazing to see them grow up, but I also see new kids coming in all the time because we offer camps, we offer some after-school programs, and what we're starting to see is that regular campers are now starting to become Kung Fu students. Just the other day I looked around in a class and literally everybody that was on the training floor was a former summer camper. They enjoy the ninja camps and the fun and games of that, and they want to get more of it. And I'll tell them, the Kung Fu class is more serious. It's not as much fun and games as ninja camp, but the ones that really want it, go for it. I think one of the biggest benefits that adults can get out of this is the relaxation. In our daily lives, we don't need self-defense skills as often as the media wants us to believe we're going to need them growing up. What we find is that adults need more of that internal practice of the martial arts, the stress relief, the focus, the concentration, and I see that many of our adult students are very, very successful professionals. We have a master jeweler, aerospace engineers, weather scientists that are black belt students. It just seems to draw a higher level of adult individuals. Our style attracts people that want to train martial arts to better themselves. Martial arts practice, especially something relaxed and fluid like Kung Fu, can benefit every other facet of your life, every other hobby, every other job that you do, no matter what it is. I've had plenty of kids come through, and on day one, I can show them how to do something one time, and then they can do it. And I'll usually ask them, well, what did you do before? Gymnastics or dance. Like, okay, very cool, very cool. So these are people that have already trained those pathways in their brain. And once those pathways start to get trained, it gets easier and easier with each new skill that you add. I see things just getting big for us really soon because it's been building slowly over the last 5 or 6 months. We're seeing steady increases in student population and sign-up rates. Summer camps are already starting to fill up, and I think as soon as everything gets the green light, whatever that might be, it's just going to be really big for us. We're going to need to order a lot of new uniforms. I think the hardest part about starting any martial arts program is stepping through the door on the first day. Once you make it past that point, everything is going to get easier and easier. Anywhere that offers any sort of free trial period, try it out. Maybe you really like Muay Thai kickboxing. Maybe you really like MMA grappling arts. Maybe you're looking for something traditional and relaxed like us. Well, I just want to express my sincere appreciation to our whole community that have helped keep us going and thriving. Without them, we wouldn't be here today.
I'm good. Yeah, thanks for coming over and hanging out. I'm Dan Fink. I'm co-owner of NoCoast CrossFit. We're here in Louisville in the CTC. We've been open for 8 years now, and we've been actually in this space for 3. We started the gym 8 years ago. This was an opportunity at the time to own our own business, be entrepreneurs and follow a passion that we really loved. We were fitness enthusiasts. I have a background in kinesiology coming out of school, and the training aspect was a really great idea. What we didn't know is that there's a whole different side to running a business, and the passion was always there, and I think that that's really helped us succeed over the last 8 years, especially over the last year. Just doing it because fitness is healthy lifestyle is what we love. Sam is my business partner. We met at a previous gym we were at together, but we learned very quickly that working for somebody else in this space was hard to make a living, and it was time for us to branch out and do our own thing. Majority of our members are just your average mom and dad. People are just looking to live a healthier life, be stronger, functional human beings. We know that everybody has their own goals, and whether that's running a marathon or competing at a CrossFit competition, but at the end of the day, we want to get people stronger, healthier, and fitter. The hit obviously at the beginning was tough. We were shut down for 2 months, and we were doing everything remotely. But once we were able to get back in our space, biggest difference for us was just trying to figure out how do we get people to work at high intensity with masks. This is a very community-oriented business, and so how do we get people to space out and to protect each other? Starting off, we had to make more classes so that we could have less people in here each hour. But as things loosened up, we were able to add more people, which honestly, at the end of the day, we capped classes, meaning we never had more than 12 people in here anyway. And so even with regulations, we were operating at a normal capacity. What we have done to help make sure people stay spread out, we've put lanes in the gym. We've given everybody their own space. Things like cleaning equipment after every session wasn't always the norm, and that's actually something that's been really good that's come out of this whole thing this year. I think everybody over the course of the year, whether it's here at NoCoast or anywhere, has realized the importance of hygiene and cleanliness. There's definitely some good things that come out of it, and at the end of the day, our members, I think, have been thriving, having a place to go and to stay fit and healthy. I mean, starting out, we were first got shut down, really nervous about how we were going to continue as a business. We need membership in order to pay our bills. Not only did the community pull through for us and stick with us for those 2 months, but a lot of people who weren't comfortable coming back continued to do that throughout the year. And we're so thankful to have just awesome people a part of our community. And a big reason that they're willing to do that is because they have that support group and the community here to get them through those tough workouts. The effect of COVID over the past year has definitely caused a few CrossFit gyms around around our area to shut down. People were looking for a new gym, obviously because theirs was shut down, but I think we've got a lot of new members. I think people finally realize that this isn't going away. They need to get out and they need to get healthy, and this was a way that they could do that. Biggest misconception about CrossFit is that the main thing that most people see is the CrossFit Games and the competition side of things, and there's the sport of CrossFit and there's the training methodology of CrossFit, and we are 100% the training methodology. We certainly have people who want to compete in the sport, but what we do at NoCoast is train people just to be functional, healthy human beings. And you come in and you do the workout of the day. We manage that for you. We teach you how to move properly, and whether it's a squat with a barbell or a squat to get up off your seat at home, like we want you moving properly. Learn how to pick something up, how to press something, how to move your body. Those are functional movements that transfer from the gym into your regular life, and we want to make sure that people are able to do those. As you age and you lose some of that mobility, why we end up in a nursing home as opposed to playing with our grandkids and living a functional life as we age. Yeah, I mean, if I had to guess, our average age is easily in its 40s, maybe even closer to 50. We have an awesome balance of men and women at the gym, and we have a lot of families that the mom and dad are in here every day. And when we're able to do kids programs, their kids are taking advantage of those programs, and it's become a lifestyle for their family, which is awesome. We truly believe that doing something on your own is challenging, but doing it with your spouse, with your family, makes it that much easier. So if you have everybody on board, it's much easier for you to move forward with your group as in a healthy lifestyle, as opposed to trying to kick the wheels yourself with it. At NoCoast, we do a free intro for anybody who wants to just give it a shot, see what the gym's like, see if we're the right fit. We will talk about your goals, talk about previous injuries if you had any, sports history, give you an idea of what a class looks like, and then we always roll from there. We do a few one-on-one sessions as well, so that you're comfortable with the exercises or the movements that we do on a regular basis. You get a feel for what a little bit of intensity feels like, so that when you do show up to your first class, you're not shell-shocked, or you're ready to kind of step in and having a good experience. So people who love Olympic weightlifting and that's what you're into, we can totally accommodate you. We can get you in using our platforms and keep you training. So at NoCoast, we have some personal trainers on staff. If you're not quite ready for the class, the group setting, personal training is a great way to get your foot in the door, get you feeling comfortable with functional fitness, and moving forward from there. Our future is, I think our future's bright. We've gotten through this year, which has been a tough one, but we've actually grown through it, and I think that we're operating better. COVID's honestly forced us to change some things, and I think those changes have been for the better. I do believe that as we get through this, more people are going to realize that taking care of yourself and getting out of your house and socializing, and there's a lot of other things that go into this big puzzle, and we're hoping that we can be one of those pieces, help you get healthier, help your immune system get stronger, and you can move forward in a more normal lifestyle. Big part of what CrossFit is working at high intensity, and really all that means is that we're trying to get as much power output out of you as possible. So the more you can move in a certain amount of time, the fitter you are. Power equals force times distance divided by time. If you're a math nerd, it makes sense to you. But even if you're not, it still works. The more intensity you put into a workout, the more you're going to get out of it from a fitness standpoint. So our program always starts with the basics, making sure that we know how to move properly. We want to make sure that we're consistent with those, and from there we can add intensity. And intensity means that we can add weight to it. We can have you move through that movement faster. And so those are ways that we add intensity. We will always scale people, whether it's a weightlifting movement or gymnastics movement or even running or jumping. We can, if you have limitations, we can always, great thing about functional movement is we can always dial it back. Our goal is ultimately to tailor the workout for each individual that comes in here. We love being in this area in Louisville, and it's such an active place. Every day I drive home, I see people riding their bike, running, and no matter what your thing is, we preach health and fitness. If we can be a part of that for you, then we're here and we're happy to help.